I watched a good TV show today for 2 hours. Your game.
Yeah, it was obviously it was a great effort by our players. We came out and weren't sharp, quite honestly, right at the beginning. I don't know if it was nerves or whatever, but we played through that. And just like we talk about all the time, we fought, we grinded possessions, and a lot of different guys. I've got Makai sitting here next to me. A lot of different guys contributed at different points, and ultimately, it led to a terrific win for our team. I feel so happy for the players, proud of them, and as I told them probably 5 or 6 times during the game, just keep doing what you're doing. I'm having fun watching you guys, and I think they were having fun out there. So, if we can somehow find a way to replicate that would be a good thing.
One of the things you said on the post-game radio show, I'd like to ask you to kind of repeat is, the joy of playing basketball and how you told your players that was kind of missing. If you could go through that again.
Yeah, I mean, losing's hard. This week that we all went through, that can just rip your guts out. And sometimes, when you're like that, you can try so hard and want, so badly to turn things around. And you can lose sight of the fact that the game is something that we love. The game is something that we get, so much happiness and joy out of. And especially when you're playing with guys that you care about, guys that you've sweated with, and gone through tough times with. And so I just said, just make sure, all the X's and O's, that all still matters. But make sure that you enjoy the moment and have some fun out there playing with one another. Yeah.
It seemed to even at times when UAB was trying to make a comeback in the second half, no panic looks, complete poise. There were mistakes, but fundamentally very sound, very patient. How good can you be if you guys continue to play this well?
I don't know. I don't know that I particularly want to get into that kind of what if.
Right.
I'm happy with the win today. I've always believed that we could be a good basketball team. When we get all the pieces. We don't have the luxury. We don't have that one guy that can kind of take over. We've got 5, 6, 7, 8 good players, and when all of them are doing their jobs, the pieces fit pretty well, and we've performed well. So I still, having lost those 3 in a row, I still believed, and after beating UAB today, I still believe. But you got to do it, and the what ifs and all that kind of stuff. That's just kind of I don't know, a distraction or a waste of time. We just got to be ready for every opportunity that we have. Hold on, Harry.
Harry, hold on a second.
Okay.
Sure thing.
So last game, there was a lot less communication than there was this game. The players are talking more to each other, and there seems to be passion. How did you kind of get that started in practice?
The last game, are you referring to the Western Kentucky game or the Middle Tennessee game? Because I don't know that I would have, I don't know about less communication. What I do think is that we were doing more things that we need to do to win, and the results were good. And then when things are, when things are going well and you stick with it, we've been so inconsistent this year during games, right? We were able to not have the the lapses or the lulls for as long. Again, we made mistakes, but they didn't go on any 10-0 runs or 20-6 runs, and I think that was the big part. And Mekhi could probably answer that question quite honestly better than me in terms of the communication and how those guys felt.
I feel like we were just playing in the moment today, and we played way tougher. After the Middle Tennessee game, the players had to talk about we got to play tougher because the past 2 games I feel like we were getting pushed around. I feel like today was a totally different story.
Mekhi, can I ask you about that? You said on the post game, when did you have a talk with your teammates about being tougher? And tell me what you told them.
I can't really say what I told him, but
It was in the locker room after the game, Harry, and he cannot repeat.
I can't repeat that, but it was the main message was we just had to play tougher because I feel like we was back on our toes most of the games, those past 2 away games. So, and I feel like when we play tougher and chippy, that's when we're a better team.
And I'll bet you there's no recording of that either. So.
Nah.
Not sure you'd want to hear that one right now.
Yeah. But your teammates, I mean, how did they take it when you delivered that message at the time?
I guess they responded. They took it well. They took it in. They thought about it. And everybody played tough. Even Jalen. Jalen got it tough. Everybody played tough. Charles came in, played tough. I just think, I can't really explain. I feel like everybody took it in good, though.
Harry, if I can, Mekhi is a guy that doesn't talk a lot, but he's got I've talked about the coach's respect, but he's got his teammates' respect because he's always working, he's competing. So when Mekhi spoke up, and if I'm not mistaken, that's the first time I've ever heard him, with that kind of statement or speech. You can bet that the guys took it to heart. When he speaks, I think it's meaningful.
Jeff, I'm going to predict that you will not call this the biggest win of the season so far. You usually don't put things in those terms, but it was a pretty big win at a pretty critical time for you, was it not?
A hell of a win against a really good team. Great effort by our guys. So we're very happy to get it. But you're right. I'm not going to call it the biggest. They're all huge.
So this sets a good tone for you as you head down the stretch. Do you think this game is as long as as long as you continue to play like this?
The only tone it sets, hopefully, is to get ready for Thursday's game. And I say it like that. There's plenty of people that could have predicted after we got essentially blown out 3 straight games. We didn't just get beat, right? We got beat by a lot. Plenty of people could have said, well, they're done. Put a fork in them. And we changed that. The same way, people might say this, is going to propel. All it does, it gives us a great win. It allows all of us to take a deep breath and to come back, I think, excited. Because again, last week, that was hard. I mean, that was hard. I mean, you could see it in everybody's faces. When you lose, food doesn't taste as good. The bed doesn't feel as good. I mean, you go down the list. So at least by playing this way and getting a win, I think the guys can take a deep breath. They've got a day off tomorrow and hopefully come back. And the only thing, it gives us a big win and hopefully gives us a fresh breath of motivation to get ready for Thursday night at Marshall. I personally, and I don't think our guys are going to look any further than that.
Mekhi, how do you feel about that? What Coach said? What are your thoughts on where you go from here?
I thought we just got to stay in the moment. Every game, like Coach said, every game is a big game. So we can't look past nobody because we ain't that good yet. But I feel like we definitely got better today. So if we stay consistent down the road and we got the blueprint on how to play and what to do to be successful.
One last thing, Jeff. Pretty good floor game from Jalen. Pretty good defensive game from him. Really good game all around from Jalen.
Jalen was terrific. Jelly Walker is he's a special dude. And, we all knew coming in that nobody was going to guard him one-on-one. And even if you played great defense, he has the ability to make some really, really difficult shots. But I think what Jalen did, and combined with, what we did with ball screens, I think, we did about as well as we could hope to. Did we, stop him? No. Did we slow him down a little bit? Maybe. But Jalen was terrific defensively. Obviously, he made a bunch of free throws down the stretch that, ended up being the difference in the game. And against UAB, to have 7 assists and only 2 turnovers, that's a really good stat line right there for a point guard.
One last question for you, Jeff. I don't think anyone takes basketball more seriously than you do. How was last week for you? Losing those 3 games and 7 out of 8. This in many ways, this is with everything you've gone through. This has been a tough season.
Last week was hard. It was torture. It's miserable. I know it's probably not healthy, but I know myself. I've been doing this for forever, seemingly. And as much as I love winning, I hate losing. Going through last week, selfishly, it was awful. And I feel bad for the guys. And, we all want to try to be part of the solution. We all want to, try to help. But sometimes it's not that easy. I know I'll continue. I know they will continue, doing everything that we can. I think it's human to have some frustration, but you got to fight through that and keep sticking together. That's the only way we're going to turn this thing around. And today was great, but we got more basketball. So hopefully we can we can keep down this path, keep sticking together, and find a way to get some more wins.
Thank you very much, JJ. Appreciate it, Makai. Thank you.